great sewer, and she has two daughters that I call my sisters. They have a construction company and bouncy houses. So anything you need, you can get in touch at this radio show with me and Ken. And if you don't recognize the numbers or you didn't write them down, you can always get them from us. I was telling Ken about some things what we call Reeving. His birthday was today, Mr. Reeving Fellows. And I called Ken and told him it was out on 144th. And it took me a few minutes to get here, but I got here. It's at 201 West 144th at Ruby's Restaurant. Beautiful place, too. Fundraiser, birthday toast to Mr. Reeving Fellows. And him and Ken was talking about the shootings. There ain't been no young children dying in 5 days, the way they shoot each other. I'm surprised they turned the switches off, Ken. But that was a beautiful thing that Reeving talks about, because they talk about the killings on the TV, but they don't talk about the good things. Like they say things about Inglewood like ain't no good in the hood, but it is. We just have to realize it and look at it that way. Like I said, I went up to Milwaukee with Mr. Orion. He threw me on the stage with him. I read my poem off called Maybe. Maybe when the door of happiness closes, another opens. But oftentimes we look so long, the door closes, the door that we don't even see, the new one in which has been opened for us. Maybe God wanted us to meet the wrong people before meeting the right ones, so that when we were finally meet the right person, we will know how to be grateful for the gift. Maybe it is true that we don't know what we have and got until we lose it. Until we lose it. Excuse me. But it also is true we don't know what we have been missing until it arrives. Maybe the happiness of people don't necessarily have to be the best of everything. They just make the best of everything that comes along their way. Maybe the brightest future will always be based on a forgotten past. After all, you can't go on successfully in life until you let go of your past mistakes, failures, and heartaches. Maybe you should dream what you want to dream, go where you want to go, be what you want to be, because you have only one life and one chance to do all the things you dream of and want to do. Maybe there are moments in life when you miss someone, a parent, a spouse, a friend, a child, so much that you want to pick them from your dreams and hug them for real. Maybe the best kind of friend is the kind you can sit on a porch and swing with never saying a word, and then walk away feeling like it was the best conversation you ever had. We should all have one. Maybe you should do something nice for someone every single day, even if it is simply to leave them alone. Maybe giving someone all your love is never an assurance that they will love you back. Don't expect love in return, just wait for it to grow in their heart. But if it doesn't, be content that it grew in yours. Maybe happiness waits for all those who cry, all those who hurt, and all those who have searched, and all those who have tried. For only they can appreciate the importance of all the people who have touched their lives. Maybe you should go for looks. Maybe you shouldn't go for looks. They can deceive. Don't go for wealth, even that fades away. Go for someone who makes you smile, because it takes only a smile to make a dark day seem bright. Find the one that makes your heart smile. Maybe you should hope for enough happiness to make you sweet, enough trials to make you strong, enough sorrow to keep you human, and enough hope to make you happy. And the last of maybe, when you were born, you were crying and everyone around you was smiling. Maybe you should try to live your life so that when you die, you are the one who is smiling and everyone around you is crying. Love is not about finding the perfect person. It's about learning to see an imperfect person perfectly. And finally, work like you don't need the money. Love like you never been hurt. Robert Ross, AKA. I had read that with Orion, and I was telling the people in Milwaukee that I had wrote that 30 years ago, 23 years ago in prison. I had a life sentence, and my mind was locked into a lot of maybes, and that's what we live off of, maybe sometimes. And what I tell people is you have a yet in your life. If you haven't lost a child, a friend, a cousin, a parent yet, you have a yet coming. So just look up, hold your head up for the yets. I was waiting on my co-host and partner, Mr. Orion. He's here now. He has guests, and they'll be speaking to you right away.
All right, thank you, Brother Red. So it's been a little while. I've been traveling, been in different places, all the way out in Providence, Rhode Island, man. I never thought that I'd be way out there. It was pretty interesting. So yeah, everyone, back. Give you a little update of some of the things that I've been doing. As you all know, I work for the Institute for Nonviolence Chicago, and so I went out there, and it was something interesting that occurred out there. They were actually doing nonviolence trainings with the cadets who are going to graduate and be part of the law enforcement out there, and in Providence, Rhode Island, and you know that's something that's everybody I think. Could use it, right? Mm-hmm. But definitely law enforcement. Mm-hmm. Just really trying to learn how to work with the community, and it was a good experience though. A lot of them were receptive, and I'm kind of optimistic about where it could go. You know, starting there, if they're successful, of course, Providence is a smaller place, but you have to start small before you start expanding and doing bigger things. But I saw some hope, and they're being able to be integrated into the community, right? Where they're not the enemy, but they're more like the people who support the community, because the people in the community are supposed to be the guardianship, right? Law enforcement is only supposed to come and back us up after the fact, right? And if we can get to that point, then I think that we can begin to have a better relationship with law enforcement and the people in the community. And so also I actually was at the spoken word scene out there as well. That was a good experience. So
it takes diversity for the people to train and meet and do different little systematic things with the police, because coming up in the 60s and 70s, we knew who the police were and they knew who we were. Whether you was in a gang or lived on the block, we knew when Mr. Lemon come down there, when Mr. Page come down there, Officer so-and-so. We had a lot of gloves, you know, we had a lot of dangerous officers, but it was a lot of dangerous men, dangerous communities. But it was one thing, we didn't allow disrespect to women, and rape was out the closet. So anything you done to a woman or a child, you really wouldn't turn yourself in, because you didn't want none of us to catch up with you. Right. So you police yourself, but the police can come in, because in Inglewood, every summer they play baseball with Teamwork Inglewood. Right. That's a way of fencing yourself in, but also hands-on. If I don't know the officer, then I may say anything. If I know the officer, at least I have a chance to talk to him. It's not like the suburbs, because they don't take you to jail. They take you to the fire department and tell your parents to come and get you. We have a different thing in our community, but we ain't gonna cry over spilled milk. We just gonna pour some more in the glass. As you were saying, sir.
Yeah, and just lastly, like I said, the spoken word scene out there was nice. And then, what was that? What's today? Thursday? Yeah. The days are going by so quickly, right? We were just in Milwaukee at the Q, man. Shout out to the Food for Thought. Yeah. At the Q, lovely venue. Yeah. You know, they welcomed us.
Yes, they did.
So I'm looking forward to going back up there. Hopefully, I'll be able to have my whole crew go up there, and we do a show together. So without further ado, I want to introduce Poet, which is a movement, people of extraordinary talent. and we just performed at the daily class. Yeah, we just performed up there, and
Well,
so
kudos.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my plan. They didn't even know.
That was some finger popping
They
stuff.
didn't know. I was already on that.
Okay.
Yeah, when I woke up, I said, hey, you know what? They coming down there.
Mm-hmm.
And so here they are. I'm going to allow each and every one of them to introduce themselves, tell what they do, and let me go find our other member, because I think our other member has gotten lost in the maze. So I'll be back, and you guys go ahead, tell the audience who you are and what you do while I go find our other member.
Absolutely. I'm Lottie D. And
Lottie who?
Lottie D.
What about Lottie Don?
Lottie Dot.
Where she go?
Lottie D.
Yeah, I'm with D, so I'm talking about what died. Go ahead, Queen. That's me. I like laughing, so I apologize.
Hey, I love laughing too. I'm a 5-time published author, 4-time published poet. Right now, I just finished writing a piece for a movie called "What a Difference a Dad Makes." That was that's going to be put on Tubi, I believe, within the next month or so. And we had the grand opening where we went to go see it, and I made the album as well. So that was a really big thing for me. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Lottie D Shay, but that's me, and it's not a Jacqueline.
Yeah, my nephew probably find you on that gram stuff you talking about. Because when I was coming up, me and your mother had to get a book and put our face in it, right? But they reversed it on y'all and get your face put. See, it's hard to be sucker free in a land full of lollipops. Somebody gonna lick you. Oh, Queen, I got you. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Go ahead, Queen. I ain't mean to interrupt y'all. Y'all be laughing all show. I will leave y'all alone. I will let y'all have the show. Go ahead, Queen.
Hello, Madam J. Quee. I do have a book available on Amazon. It's called A Taste of Madame's Frequencies. I'm a bedroom
What's
candy.
the name of it?
A Taste of Madame's Frequencies.
Okay.
I am a bedroom candy consultant as well, and I make waist beads, bracelets, and necklaces.
Okay. You know a lot, any vendors? You know quite a few vendors?
Yes.
Okay.
I do
You ever heard of
workshops.
Candy Cane Collection? It's a young lady named Kiosha.
I know a few of
Yeah, she sell clothes. She got a boutique on 87.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my daughter. Yeah, I got, don't get stuck on her. I got 17 girls and 10 boys.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, don't, we on the show now. They can see your face. Stop that. Do that after the show. Y'all talking, let me quit talking about them. Yeah.
I mean, that's blessings. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
fruitful.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, plus I took care of my, made sure they all went to college, and they know each other, so I'm not a deadbeat dad. That's why I talk about my children. Yeah. But, so right now I'm in the process of people trying to write a book for me or do a movie or this or that. I don't know how you might think I am, but my birthday was March the 30th. I just made 71.
Oh, happy birthday. 71? Okay, well, you wearing it well. Could have fooled me.
Yeah, that's a new 17. I thank the Creator because there's 2 keys to get in the door of paradise. Keep the Creator up front and treat people right.
Mm-hmm.
You never seen a bricks truck by the funeral car.
Nope.
So people chasing money, don't even understand what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If the Creator gave you the design to write your book, do your poetry, that's from the creation, divine order. You too, man. And if you get caught up like these dummies, the dunya, we call it in Islam, is the earth. But you get caught up in this mess here, you forget about God, the one that gave it to you. And when you do, when you fall hard. I'm just giving y'all a blessing with a lesson because it must have been meant for you. I don't look at things as osmosis. When you go to a funeral, you know what the person died from, but you don't know why. See, God knows the what's and the whys. I don't ask about why. I don't ask why y'all on the show. The little hair fall out. I ain't got much. You know what I mean? You got to keep it simple, stupid. You only talking to yourself. When you drive down the street, you see the yellow lane, right, and the white lane. You know what that means? stay in your lane, or you'll get run over. See how simple it is? What I'm saying is things come in divine order. It's like you and the young lady and the other crew member you looking for didn't know y'all was coming to the show today. See, that's what I'm saying. God knew, but we didn't. That's why you don't question things that happen in the order. Divine order is something that's just out of your hand. So to meet y'all, one hand wash the other, and the Creator wash them both. See, that's just like when I tell people about food. If you eat the food to come out the ground, it'll keep you out the ground. Oh, Queen,
I'm on that road right now.
yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. Is that the member he was looking for? Okay, well let's switch it back over to the guests at the show. They will be taking the show over. I'm just interviewing them. I'm an interviewer, and my nephew's behind the scene. He's doing the work. He's the engineer. You don't see him, but he's more important than the people that you're looking at. But we doing our job too. Next.
What's the question?
You the question. Aha! You come on the show laughing. Yeah. We spiffy here, Queen.
Okay, cool. My name is Joanne Smith. I go by Lady Joe. I'm a member of the Poet organization. I've been with Poet since 2016. And I enjoy it. We had a lot of fun today downtown at the plaza. I love the energy. Everyone delivered great, pieces from their heart, and I'm just looking forward to the rest of the year.
Oh, okay, Queen. Well, this y'all show. Fine. What y'all want to talk about? I know y'all weren't expecting this here, but this is it.
Any events coming up?
Okay, so basically what the Poet organization does, we're activists first. We feed homeless, we do mentorships, going to schools, into the neighborhoods. And what I enjoy most about the Poet organization, it's not just being on stage, but meeting different people, hearing their stories, hearing their hearts, seeing the gratefulness and thankfulness in people's eyes when we come around to deliver goods to them. The one thing I want to say is we're meeting Black Ice, the person who started the Poet organization. He has done a tremendous job throughout the years from everything that I've seen. And I'm just looking forward to doing more and sharing, what I've learned, my stories, and hearing other people's stories. Some people, they may not be good writers, but they're good orators, or they may not be good orators, but very good writers. You know how some people, they have in their head what they want to say, but can't say it, but then when they put pen to paper, it always comes out exactly what they want. And that's one of the biggest things I've learned with Poet, and being in Poet and learning how to write. But I would say more importantly, it's getting to meet, all these people. I just met all three of them today.
Look at God. Look at God.
I met all three of them today. They, they were great. And forgive me. I forget the brother's name. Orion.
Yeah.
I really, love and enjoy, his piece today. His piece, really spoke to me. Both of us have seen both sides of the coin. Having now at this time working in a correctional facility setting, where our job is to reduce recidivism, help gentlemen get back out into society. ICE kind of got my job wrong. I work for Safer Foundation.
Oh, I know. So you know Cynthia Lowe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was my case manager. Tell her I said what's up.
I don't even think she's there. I'm
Oh
at,
no, she's
North-
not there anymore.
I'm at North Lindale. But
Okay.
No, she's not there.
Mm.
And the guy that I had introduced today, he just rejoined society. I don't like to say get out of prison,
Mhm.
you know, especially, you know, since working there, I have become so humble,
Mhm.
you know, with working with young men like that, hearing their stories,
Mhm.
you know, and how they got to where they wanted to be. Because sometimes we have this perception of people
Mhm.
who are locked up.
Mhm. Stereo.
A stereotype.
Yeah.
And it's not true. I have met some very, very smart guys. And they just, you know, lost their way. They didn't have that person to, you know, hold their hand and say, come on. So we need to really move away from those stereotypes about people who are locked up. And me, I've been blessed to hear a lot of these guys' stories
Mhm.
into how they got to where they are. And then the first day I see them, they're like, you know, I've even had guys tell me, I'm just gonna run away the first chance I get. But here's what happened. That 30 days when they get the opportunity to start going out and working, you know, I see that like 360 change in them, how their faces, you know, just light up. And they feel now I have something worth living for, because now I don't have to turn my head and be hiding from somebody. I remember this one guy, and you know, and I'm not gonna name him, he got his first paycheck. And it was like a 1 week check, like $200. And the smile on his face, he was like, I did this.
Mhm.
I made this. And so I said, what does that tell you? That tells me and you that you can work, that you can do it. And he kept going and kept going, learned how to save his money, left out of there, I think it was like $12,000. To you and I, that may not be a lot, but that's a big deal.
Mhm.
That's a very big deal. And so it took me a while to get used to working there. But
Mhm.
once I learned and started, like I said, hearing these guys' stories, because no one, regardless what people say, no one wakes up one morning and say, I'm going to sell drugs, or I'm going to go out and kill someone. No one. Everybody has a dream of what they want it to be. And my job every day is encouraging these guys. First thing, what did you want to be when you wanted to be when you grew up? Same thing, fireman. I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to be a doctor, lawyer, architect. Everybody has those dreams. And I wish more people could hear and see what I see every day with these guys. I really, really do. And also like the guy you all met today, when I said I'm proud of him, I am extremely proud of him.
And you know the Saver Foundation, there are some people that kind of feel a certain kind of way about them, you know.
Yeah.
Because they're one of those bigger organizations. They've been around for a while. They get a lot of the grants that a lot of the smaller organizations don't. But I can say from like my own experience with some of the people that I work with, and a lot of them aren't there anymore, but they were there when I got out. And, you know, they helped me out a whole lot. And so I got this exercise that we're gonna do, right? You guys see those cards in front of you. Look at those cards. Now you can flip the first one over. Look at it. Now you can choose to either answer that one or you can pass on it, but you gotta answer the other one if you don't answer the first one.
I'm gonna answer this one.
All right, so go ahead. Who do you think of first when you think of success?
My inner self, accomplishing peace, define success in many different ways. My definition of success is making it up multiple mountains and achieving peace within yourself. So chaos gonna always exist. You gotta know how to get back to peace within yourself.
Okay,
All righty then.
let's see what you got. When you think of home, what specifically do you think of?
Actually, I meditated the other day, and it took me like through a tunnel, and at the end of that tunnel, it was like I don't want to say an island, but it was like tropical water, flowers, and like a garden all over the place, mountains, and I seen my kids and myself, and it was peaceful. No worries, nothing to stress about. Everything was taken care of. That was my place of tranquility. So that's home for me, tranquility.
Okay, it's on red. We want red to go now. We want. This the one you want? You want this one? Or you gonna pass?
Yeah, I pass.
Okay, well then you gotta do this one then.
What is that?
What have you done in the last year that makes you proud?
What?
What have you done in the last year that makes you proud?
This radio show you on.
Okay. All right.
That was the easy one, buddy.
That was easy. That was easy. All right, get Ken's. Get Ken. He hiding over there in the shadows, but that's the one you want?
Yeah.
What book has had the greatest influence on your life?
I would say Message to the Black Man. I would say The Alchemist. But I'm gonna just keep it plain Jane and say the Bible. And that's only because even though people say that the white man may have written it, I think that it has basic instructions to living a great life.
Excuse me, with the interruption, there's no interruption. This is Ms. Harmeen Hartman. This, I'm just saying it because this is her studio and the Indigo Magazine. This who's the head of the Indigo Magazine. This who presidents call and governors call and all that stuff and this and that. And I've been knowing her when she used to skate. But we won't go back that far because then you know my age. But anyway, the Queen.
Then we'll know her age too.
Yeah, well, she's younger than me. I'm old Kevin. But check this out. Anyway, the Queen. I just wanted you to meet her because tell her who you are before she go out the door. So I want them to understand we live, but this is what it is about the radio show that I'm on, Truth Radio. We stay live because we neighborhood and we well grounded and we well rounded. We don't miss. We hit our mark. Go ahead.
Why don't you come over here with us? Come on over here.
I gotta go back to work.
Yeah.
Come on over here. Let everybody see you. Let everybody see you.
You come this way.
Let everybody come on over here.
I ain't gonna hang with y'all.
Yeah. This is a special moment. This is a special moment.
No, she know what she's doing.
Yeah, she trying to hide.
No, she ain't trying. She don't do no hiding.
Yeah, there you go. Just throw your
All right,
face
everybody. So we're live right here. This is Truth HD, the Big Payback, and we are poet, people of extraordinary talent, and we're here with Miss Hermine Harder.
And Miss Hermine Hartman is the owner of one of the biggest magazine companies, fresh out of New York or Chicago. Under what was the other ones? The ones that went out of business because they didn't do what she did.
And they just come from the Daily Center doing a show, Miss Hartman.
Yes.
What you all do?
We all did individual pieces as a group, as an organization, people of extraordinary talent. So we're poets, but we're also activists.
That's good.
Tell her what you do and how.
I'm a 5-time published author.
A what?
A 5-time published author.
You got books?
Mm-hmm.
Go girl.
And I just finished a project where I did a piece called Dear Father for a movie that's set to be on Tubi, entitled What a Difference a Dad Makes, by Sharina Page.
You gotta pick one.
Yeah, so beautiful.
I love it. What a difference a dad makes. That's
Madam?
nice. I like that.
Well, I also have a book. It's available on Amazon. I'm a bedroom candy consultant.
A what?
Bedroom candy consultant.
Okay.
And I make waist beads, bracelets, and necklaces.
Oh, nice, nice.
Okay, my name is Joanne Smith. I go by Lady Joe.
I've been with the Poet organization since 2016. I'm also a poet winner and a national poet winner as well. I have been published in 3 anthologies. One of them was a worldwide book where poets from around the world during COVID were invited to do one piece in the book, and that was an accomplishment because to be in a book with over 250 poets from around the world is real cool.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you all. Who's that back there in the back?
That's Captain Duck, cause he's ducking.
He ducking. Hi. I'm good. Well, you are.
All right, yo, you got to answer the question. You pick
Oh, you got one question.
one question. What's your question?
Hey, Brother O'Reilly, you read it out to her and let her answer.
How would you describe the past year of your life in one sentence?
Wow.
Describe the past year.
Year of your life in one sentence.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. One word. One sentence. That's good enough. We'll take one word.
You take that?
We'll take one
Wonderful.
word.
You want to know because?
Huh? Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm doing exactly what I want to do.
Amen.
I'm at the point, I don't know if this is a career point or a life point, but if I don't want to do it, I don't do it. I don't want to be bothered. I ain't bothered. And my mother passed in December,
Oh.
and it changed me because I was her caretaker,
Wow.
and I did so much, for her, to the point of emotionally being exhausted, loved, but exhausted, because
Yeah.
you have to, when you take care of somebody,
Yeah.
you give up you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yes,
You put yourself on kind of limitations.
Yeah.
Can't do this, can't do that, won't
Yep.
go here, gotta go there, da 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 da. And so now that she's set in heaven, I'm gone.
And my mother, she had to take care of my grandmother and great grandmother. So
At the same time,
just about, yeah. And
It's
they
a
passed
task.
like a year from one another. My great grandmother passed when she was 92, and then the next year, I think like my grandmother was 71 or something like that, and she passed. But yeah, she talked about how that was like a heavy task.
it is. It's heavy, but it's love. So it's okay, because the love is what gets you through it.
Right.
But when you realize I lost my life, or I didn't do this and I want to do that, so you take on another format. It's like, I want to eat this, I want to go here, I want to be with this person, I don't want to be with that person. You just become free.
Yeah, definitely.
It becomes free.
I got chills.
I've done a
I
lot
got-
of
I see
community
it. I
work.
can see it too.
That's because she telling the truth, because I seen her. I was with her on some events and she had to go home to her mother. And I
Right.
knew that was dedication. I never said nothing to her till now. But I'm saying, I show you these bumps because they're not chill bumps what we've been taught. It's in the spirit of the truth. You either telling it or you hearing it.
Exactly.
And then I guess the other thing, I've done a lot of work. I mean, we write stories, we tell stories, we do stuff that other folks just don't do.
That's
For
right.
whatever their reasons are, racism, whatever. And then you get to a point where you don't want people using you or abusing you. So you get another kind of censor. You get another kind of watchdog for yourself. You know what I mean? You get another blah blah for you. And then you go on your way, do your thing. And you feel good and free and happy.
Cool. Let's give us some
That's
snaps
one
for
of
that.
That was poetic.
That was poetic.
Definitely.
Thank you, y'all continue.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think what we're gonna do is,
Thank you.
you started us out with a poem. A lot of people didn't know that you did it, and I'm glad that you had it. You see, once again, it's that frequency, right? Because I didn't. when I woke up, I kind of knew what I was gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Unless something had gotten in the way.
Mhm.
But I meant to call you and tell you to bring the peace with
You
you.
got
that
me
you
bringing
already
the thing.
had.
It's a connectivity. It's like the pyramid. It starts at the top, not at the bottom. We have to understand. It ain't how you get knocked down. It's how you get up. We get our wants mixed up with our needs. See, God will give you what you need, not what you want. You go to the store a lot of times, buy all the stuff you want. The first thing you say when you get home, I didn't need that. Keep your balance. When the ears stand up, the mouth sit down. You talk too much anyway. Pay attention. You pay with your life or you pay with your time, but you must pay. The reason we can't protect our women and children in our community, because our community is not at attention.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Creator say, take care of my people, not a people, not the people, his people. That's all of us, by the creation. That's why I was telling you about the money for everybody got in here. We have to understand some things and look at some things the way they are. That's why when I had time, when I had that life sentence, I had time to sit down and write this. I could write a lot of stuff. My daughter said, stop writing me them 7, 12-page letters. You need to write a book. I ain't got nothing else to do. What else you gonna do in the penitentiary? Come on now. And then it was, some things I've been through in life. I was listening to her. I relate to this movie, Pale Rider with Clint Eastwood. If you watch it, pay attention to when the guy come back in that was fracking the land and asked his son, he said, why haven't you ran those people out the valley? He said, oh, they let a preacher come in. He said, you let a preacher in the valley? He said, oh, we had him beat. He said, his son said, well, I don't see what you're saying. He said, well, the preacher's going to give them hope.
Wow.
I use that movie because of how y'all are talking, what y'all are talking about. When you bring the hope back to the people, you bring the people back.
Yeah.
A nation can't raise no higher than this woman. The way you treat your women is the way the people will treat you. You ever seen a man have a baby? So stop playing. You understand me? You the God's secret that he brings his secrets to. So he give women what he don't give men. But you have to understand that. Most men aren't men. I asked a young man, 12 years old, Ken will tell you, I asked him when he gonna put his pants up. He said when the men in my community put theirs on. He's in my group right now. That was 4 years ago. But we have to say things that go to your mind. It's mind over matter. If you don't have a mind, does it matter? Have you ever acronymed the word denial? DENIAL. Didn't even know I am lying.
Wow.
Oh, it ain't nothing.
I can't take him nowhere, man.
No, I go everywhere with him, Brian, because
Yeah,
he kills me on the poet side. I'll be laughing. I'll be sitting there asking you, why you laughing? I say, you'll see. When the chips go down, he's on the ground. He's putting it down. And like I just done denial, can you do family like I acronym denial? FAMILY.
Family,
Go ahead.
Father and mother, I love you. Wait, father and mother,
I love you.
I love you.
You said it right.
Family, father
You
and
was-
mother, I love you.
All right, so what we want to do is, and since Red started us off with a poem, and we want everybody to go ahead and demonstrate. Now, let's try not to do your longest piece. Try to do something that's like around 3 minutes. I think that like each of us probably get like 3 minutes to demonstrate what we do, so that the world can hear your extraordinary talent. So we're
Yeah.
talking about people of extraordinary talent. So we're gonna start at the end and come on down.
So start with me,
Yeah.
okay, so, this one is called a speech, I'm gonna try and make it short. For 400 years.
You gotta talk up now.
Oh, okay.
You ain't got no mic. We ain't had a mic like we had at the Daily.
That's right.
So
For 400 years, we walked around with bent backs and bowed heads, working for free without compensation, building what will become some of the most iconic landmarks in this country. And after building all those things and more, they still would not let us breathe. But they continued to batter and abuse, hanging our ancestors from trees, watching as they swung from left to right, gasping for air and breath, all while making sure that the N-word was the last word they heard before taking their final breath. Man, let us breathe. And stop spitting on the sons and daughters of those who built this country. Let us breathe. We have been shouting for many years. Martin Luther King stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and he shouted, "Let us breathe," when he said, "We have come to cash a check for which the United States have failed to make good on, the promise of equal rights under the law." When Malcolm X said, "We declare our rights to be respected as human beings," he shouted, "Black Lives Matter." But here we are living in a system of construction reality and delusional truth, a system of a volatile society, a system where black men must sit quietly in corners to avoid suspicion. Let us breathe. I'm just going to shorten that piece. It's not there.
Okay,
Thank you, Queen. Yeah.
All right, and tell everybody your name and how they can find you on your social media.
Okay, my name is Joanne Smith. On social media, I go by my name, Joanne Smith. I'm on Facebook and Instagram.
All right. Next poet.
But I wanna be free, free, free. And I just gotta be me, yeah, me, me. Everyone's looking, but they'll never find me. For I've gone away, far, far away. I'm traveling to reunite with a sister. She's my sister, and she goes by the name of Tranquility. It's been a while since we last spoke. Her and I, well, we weren't quite seeing eye to eye. But you see, now that I'm older, oh, I get it. I really do. I get that all she ever wanted was the best for me. But see, back then, oh, I was young, I was naive, and I was blinded by manipulation that I convinced myself was love. So I wasn't seeing clearly. Through it all, I know deep down, she still loves me. And God knows I love me some her. Our sacred bond will be restored. This is what my heart desires. My prayers will be heard, and my tears won't go unnoticed. I am determined to find my sister. Together, her and I have some healing to do. And as always, I trust that the universe will come through. Now listen closely, because it looks like I've arrived. It's me. I'm Tranquility. And I am finally free. 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 And I just gotta be me. Yeah. Me.
Thank you, Aretha, and mixed with Gladys Knight. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it smiling. Yeah. And you know what? Before you come on, Queen, when y'all just got here, if y'all had caught the elevator like I did, Aretha Franklin's grandson just left.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh,
Caught the
girl.
elevator, man.
She got Johnny Cochran out there on the wall. Clint. She done interviewed everybody that you think you know that it was okay, from Quincy Jones to her coming up with Tyler Perry mess and Oprah and all the rest of stuff. You in a luxurious spot, and it's just a blessing that she came here to say something to him that we grabbed her and put on here, because she's familiar with me. You know, I'm a little more of what I look like, but God is good. Yeah.
So I can be found on social media at Madam J Quee, and that's MADJAIQUI.
Thank you.
Okay, I just wrote this piece last night, so I figured it was in my spirit.
Okay.
I seen a man eat his flesh just to feel close to his sins. as he repeated cycles like cyclone, creating enough curvature in his curses to cause chaos to be continuous in future generations, cultivating cancerous characters. I mean, I really seen man, y'all. Seen a man kill himself 1,000 times over just to align with respect from a man who never even tasted loyalty in his actions. I have seen a man drink his tears in fear that if they were to fall onto the earth's surface, he would be castrated by the rivers he held in his belly, birthed in anger in the pits of his soul. Have you ever seen man? I mean, really seen black man's eyes bubble over in the responsibility that was tied to his ankles like shackle, looking to exhaust life from his expectations. I seen the man hide in masculinity, too afraid to be soft, even when hard only made life harder to live. My eyes have witnessed men drowning in their foreign bodies, unfamiliar with the balance to level out the playing field, so life always looks unfair when he goes up to bet against awareness. I seen man bear blood just to paint the portrait of strength on his mask, decorating his limbs in the constructs of society while chewing the skin of black boy joy, but only when eyes are away for a moment's peace, as public eyes are judgment. Public eyes of judgment smells the scent of happiness like havoc and preys upon man, capturing him in stereotypical rage, because to them, black boy joy be element of the heart, plaguing smiles with disparity, disputing laughter with languages of the tongue that should have been buried with the demons of this realm. I have seen black men be hated for existence, beaten for absorbing the rays of sun, buried beneath the barriers that backdates to the brutal battles of our ancestors. But be aware of the glory, because I have seen men shine despite of, thrive despite of, laugh despite of, cry despite of, cleanse despite of, heal despite of, becoming whole despite of the target that has been placed upon his divinity. So, black men, just know that you are seen, and oh my, what a beautiful sight to see, my black man.
Hey.
Where can they find you?
And you can find me on Instagram at Lati, that's LATI_D_SHAY.
All right. So I'm gonna say this piece. It's kind of short. Out of my joint called "The Rose That Grew Through the Barbed Wire." I never said it before. So sometimes I do things that I don't really mean on purpose. What I mean is, I mean to do things that I mean even though I don't really mean it. And this makes me grieve in my soul, because I don't really have the heart to not have a heart and be cold. And this takes a toll on me mentally, since what I do is premeditated and done intentionally. All along I know that this is not who I'm meant to be. Therefore, this image portrayed is something I pretend. A mean demeanor meant is a means to an end. So in the end justifies the meaning, which then justifies my being mean, a mechanism of defense in times when I feel like I'm being demeaned. Know what I mean? And sometimes I find myself doing things that I don't really mean on purpose.
Wow.
Y'all already know where to find me. So.
You got to tell them.
So Red, before we get up out of here, man, you got anything on your mind, on your heart? We got 5 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got 5 minutes.
I mean, I'm looking at the divine order of this, because none of us knew we was going to do this today.
I knew.
Well, I came here scrambling with a program. And I'm saying, you brought a crew that was, that was too cold to brew. So it was, it's brewing to me. It's just family and fashion, because I understand the cosmos and the vibrations that we vibe at such a high level, we miss each other sometimes. Mm-hmm. People think that when I talk, they think I'm a poet just because of the way I talk. Mm-hmm. Rhythm and rhyme. You've been around 71 years. If your stuff don't match, shame on you. But anyway, just common sense, consequences and things that I've been through. I look at the glory of meeting beautiful people like y'all, because I had a life sentence. I don't talk about it, look like it, or walk like it. They shot me 7 times in 1974.
Wow.
So one bullet in the wrong place, I wouldn't be here sitting here talking with you. So I had to look at all the mechanisms that God showed me. I lost my grandmother, she was 92, during the process of me doing that life sentence. I had to realize that when you go to jail, you take people with you, your whole family. Because who you call when you need something? You calling out. So I realized a lot of things while I was sitting in jail also, that it's hard for a man to listen to a woman. We don't listen to our mother, that's how we get in trouble. The young lady told me to throw my phone away 15 times. I gave it to somebody in my family, and my business went down, so I took the phone back. It's the same phone got me 15 to life. I was sitting in that penitentiary with my face, you know how they have your little face in your chin in your hands? I was saying, if that woman told me it's raining cats and dogs, I'm gonna get an umbrella. But I had to learn to listen. Listening and hearing is two different things. I know you hear me, but are you listening? Common sense things that we miss on is the things that bring us together. I get joy out of just peace of mind, like you was talking about the serenity of it. The peace of mind, and knowing that I'd have to struggle through this whole show by myself. Y'all showed up, y'all had the show. You know, I tell a few jokes here and there, but I get back out the way. I need each other. We need each other, we just don't know it. Prayer works only if you pray. I helped a lot of young men change their life because I know if you want a lifestyle change, you change the things you do, say, and places that you be. Once you recognize who the queens are, which is the most dangerous things in society, when you know who you are, that's when you become a danger. I thought I was a nice petty drug dealer that was rich and famous and, you know, doing things because I played basketball. But I was on the list with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King because they say when I talk, people listen. That's dangerous. You need not know what you say. My grandmother told me, don't let them people call you smart because they'll kill you or get rid of you.
Yeah.
When the FBI agent said I was smart, I said, oh no, I'm the dumbest guy you ever.
And the thing about Red is you'll hear stories, and you'll think like, man, he got to be exaggerating some of that stuff. And then but it's people out in the streets that will, everything that he says, because it seems like it's tall tales, right? Like he got to be lying about some of this stuff. But then you'll meet somebody on the street and they will tell you everything that he's saying. From the basketball to the stuff in the streets, it's amazing, right? You're like, man, that's real.
Coming together.
You know? No, seriously, and you gonna find if you know people out there, you're gonna find people that's gonna verify everything that he said. It's amazing that he's experienced all these things and he's not exaggerating one thing. So with that being said,
Common sense.
Lady Night open mic, y'all going to that? Or y'all got? I'm going. I think I'm gonna go to that joint.
When?
It's on 22nd in Michigan tonight.
Okay.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, 20. Yeah. The ladies, and I never go because they best like to male bash. They be male bashing a lot. That's why I don't go.
Okay.
She know what I'm talking about because she's one of them.
Oh, okay.
I had to put on blast.
Okay.
I don't know, man. You got to look it up. But I'm probably gonna go to that joint. I was.
Well, you a blast from the past. That's why they be blast you, because you be cutting up.
They be male bash.
You sharp in the past scissors.
I enlighten me.
Hey, they was okay. Said they was sitting there listening to me when we was talking when I told them I had $17 and 10 boys. They said, oh, whole face changed. They said, wait a minute, who we talking to? So, you know, it's the structure. It's but whatever brings us together, let's stay together. Together you stand, divided you fall. When you let them people separate you, whether you say you Spanish, you Russian, you Klondike cat, whatever. If you together, you stand strong. If they separate you, as Alexander the Great said, divide and conquer.
What's your name?
Red Ross the Boss.
Red Ross the Boss. This is Orion Meadows. We signing out for Truth HD, the Big Payback. Ken, you know what to do.
I know you're gonna be upset because I
you couldn't find it?
No, I got it, but my internet is bouncing in.
Wow.
So I gotta go to something else. I think you'll like it.
Okay, let's go then.
You want to say something about before I hit it?
No, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
just how it happened before. The places that I knew were sunny and blue. I can feel it deep inside this black nigger's pride. I have no fear when I say, and I said every day, every nigger is a star. Every nigger is a star. Who will deny that you and I and every nigger is a star? I have walked the streets alone. 20 years I've been on my own. To be hated and despised, no one to sympathize. But there's one great thing I know. You can say I told you so. We've got a bright place in the sun where there's love for everyone, and every nigger is a star. Every nigger is a star. Who will deny that you and I and every nigger is a star? Every nigger's a star. Every nigger's a star. Every nigger's a star. Every nigger's a star.
One, two, get down. Paid the cost to be the boss. Paid the cost to be the boss. I paid the cost to be the boss. Look at me. You know what to see. See a bad mother. Look at me.